Hi, my name is Anna Moore, and today I'm going to be talking to you about why college student athletes should be getting paid. So, the NCAA found that about 25% of student athletes' entire week is devoted to their playing their sport or practicing for it, which adds up to about 6 hours every single day. It's a lot of time. And according to my audience analysis I conducted in my class, 100% of the responses agreed that student athletes should be getting paid for their time and efforts and sacrifices. So if 100% of my classmates said that, then I believe we really have a chance to make a change and make a difference in getting these athletes to be paid. So I personally am a college dancer, which I'm not sure if it's considered a sport or not, but different issue. Anyways, I see a lot of insights to college athletes, and many of these athletes, they're at very high risk for physical injuries that could ruin the rest of their careers, even like ruin their lives depending on how bad it is. But they also go through a lot of mental stressors just because of everything they're put through, including the countless hours of practice, and then their image on the media and all these pressures they just have a lot of mental problems as well. So athletes really do sacrifice a lot of their time, their physical and mental well-being, all in order to give the public entertainment. And while giving this entertainment, they just happen to rack in millions of dollars for their schools. And these people are not being paid. So I believe that college student athletes should be getting paid for their time, sacrifices, and the image that's being portrayed to the public. So first, I will discuss some problems with this issue, and then secondly, I will discuss solutions on how we can get these athletes being paid. So now let me discuss some problems we have with student athletes not getting paid. So first of all, again, these athletes are spending countless hours practicing for their sports while balancing school, while filling thousands of seats in stadiums and making millions of dollars for their school from being on the media and sponsorships. They don't get paid for any of this, and most people would. If you were a celebrity, you'd be getting paid. If you were a professional athlete and got sponsored by Nike, you'd be getting paid. But they're not. And according to Gaines, the average D1 university athletic program makes about $31.9 million for football and 31.7 for other sports. And I think hopefully you can see it in the video, but yeah, as you can see, football just really racks in the money. Many of these top tier schools are making bank. And so one thing I found interesting though was that the NCAA, or National Collegiate Athletic Association, is actually a nonprofit. So they're not making money from these people, but the athletic programs at the individual schools are. And so athletes are putting in a ton of their time to just win, compete, break records, and set records, and the coaches are being rewarded for this. Maybe they have a bonus in their paycheck, but the athletes who are actually doing the risk are putting their bodies through the physical demands that it takes to be a part of a sport. They're not getting any payment. They're the ones risking their bodies. They're the ones putting their mind through that mental challenge. So I believe they should be getting paid. And another issue with student athletes getting money is who gets the more. Does football get more money than softball? And I believe that the more money that a college athlete or team is making for the school, the more money that individual should get. If that individual is on TV more, if that individual is in more advertisements, they should make more money than someone who's not. If they're making more money filling up more seats in the stadium, then they should make more money. So now that we've gone over a few problems with paying student athletes, I'd like to talk about a few solutions. So students are not paid for their work, and if we work together, I really believe that we can make a change, especially if the majority of the U.S. believes that these student athletes should be getting paid. So the first solution I have is more towards the individual. So as an individual, you can write letters to, if you go to school, your personal school's athletic program, or if you don't go to school, whatever state schools are in your state, you can write letters to those leaders in the athletic program. And if everyone wrote letters, or if a large percentage of people wrote letters to these programs, proposing that these students should be getting paid for their work, effort, sacrifices, then these leaders are going to really start to think about it and maybe make a change, just because everyone who is watching these students and paying money towards these programs want this change. And by doing this, you will be helping these student athletes receive their rights of just all their hard work and getting their well-deserved, well-earned money. And so another solution, before I talk about my second solution, one state has actually kind of started to pay their athletes. So Sager, who wrote a letter in reply to the NCAA, explains how California has already made a fair pay to play law that allows college athletes to make money from certain endorsement deals. So they already have a step in the right direction, which really means that any state can do this, and it is actually a probable and possible thing we can do. We just have to make our voices heard. So another solution I had was more geared towards if you are a student athlete, and this is basically refuse to play until you're paid. There's going to be no income if the athletes are not playing. If an entire team, or even better, an entire division stop playing, say football, I mean, just look at this stadium. They're losing one game, they're going to be losing millions of dollars because this game wouldn't be happening. So if they refuse to play, I believe this is a very good way to make a change. And I mean, these organizations, these athletic departments are going to have to start paying their students if they want to continue to make any money at all. And so now that I've gone over a few solutions, I would like to talk and review about what we have talked about. So students should be receiving a payment for all of their time, the huge sacrifices they make, what they put their body through, and how much money they are making for the school just by their image and televised programs. So first we talked about problems with not paying student athletes, and then I gave a few solutions about how you as an individual or an athlete could help to solve this problem. And so yeah, student athletes just are generating millions of dollars. I mean, the least we can do is pay them. And your voice does matter, and we can really make a change if we all work together and try to make it right for these student athletes to receive their well-earned money. Thank you.